On behalf of the Board of Directors of Interactive College of Technology, Dr. Smith, and the officers and institution as a whole, I want to welcome everyone here today, not just for taking the time out of your busy schedules, but for the relationship and connections that have been fostered with each of you over the years. In one way or another, everyone here can take pride in knowing that you have contributed to our success, our growth, and to the good of the community as a whole. Thank you. Thank you all.
When I work with my managers and campus leaders who are all here and our officers, I often talk about that one of the few privileges that an owner has is you can pretty much decide who works for you and who doesn't. And I often tell them that when people of quality choose to work for you, then you have to treat it as an honor. And it's a huge responsibility to those individuals to help keep them focused, keep them moving forward, and more importantly, keep them growing. Thomas Blair, the young man that we're going to honor here in a few minutes, could have chosen so many paths in life. And I'm confident he would have achieved success no matter what those might have been. And I'm grateful that he has chosen to work for me and be part of this institution for the past 17 years. I would ask that you turn to your program. Thomas first became a part of our team February 22nd, 1999 as a computer-based training instructor at the College Park campus, hired by Joanne Koch, who is on my right rear. From his first day as part of the company, he showed a real gift for teaching and education and a true desire to help students maximize their learning opportunities and growth. This organization has always been unique in that it was one of the first in the world, if maybe not the first, to use the computer as a teaching tool. And we're honored here today to have with us the son of the founder and the gentleman who he and his family wrote all the software, and that's Mr. Robin Akers. One of my favorite memories of Thomas is we were talking one day and I said, Thomas, I need to ask you a question. What kind of program did DeKalb Tech have that taught you what you know? And he turned to me and he looked at me and he said, Captain, there isn't such a program. I've been crawling around under my dad's desk since I was 5 years old. I'm privileged and honored and deeply touched to have this opportunity to dedicate what was been the main building and will be hereafter known as the Thomas A. Blair Jr. Academic Center.
Wow.
Thomas, thank you.
That's all I could say when they announced at the annual meeting that this building would be named Thomas Blair Academic Center. For those of you who were there, you knew I stood there like a bawling, babbling baby, just saying, wow, 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 with nothing else that I could say, just totally in shock. But needless to say, since then, I've had lots of time to reflect, and the one recurring thought that comes to mind is what this building means to so many of us. And I think I realized that more than ever when, on May 19th, we were moving the admissions, the finance, and several other student services offices out of this building and into the Donna Smith building. And I'm watching the employee group pack up their offices. I'm watching furniture being moved, and I'm watching the employee group in tears. And when asking them why, they all said, "This has been my house. This has been my house. I've lived here for 20 years." Larissa and I stood in her office Our tears were welling in our eyes, staring at each other, and after a few seconds, we just sort of embraced each other, and we said, you know, Larissa, we're moving out. We're moving out. And again, that's what this building has meant to so many of us. You know, over 20 years, this place really has been our second home. For many of us, lots of things have changed in our personal lives. Our own personal private residences, the cars that we drive, the clothes that we wear, our spouses, our children, all the technology that we use. All of that's changed. But the one constant has always been 5303 New Peachtree Road, Chamblee, Georgia, 30341. We've all pulled in to this building sort of knowing that this was our house. I've said it before, this is the house that Elmer Smith bought, Jim Harris designed, John Miller built, and Larissa Nadanova filled. And I've often wondered, did Roz and David, Jim, Kathy, Joanne, President Smith, and others stand in this parking lot back in 1996 and stare at this building thinking, wow, what an opportunity. We finally have a college. Wow, what a great and wonderful and exciting time. But yet also looking at it with a lot of preservation, wondering, can we really fill this building? You know, or as Jim Harris says, have we made a mistake? Well, you look at it now, and obviously, as Jim says, that question has sort of answered itself. And I know when we bought the Roberts Hall building in 2000, I asked very similar questions. And now all of us stand here sometimes staring in awe at the three properties, knowing that there's a wonderful opportunity ahead of us. Finally, when I think of the 10,000 students who have graduated from this campus since 1997, 10,000 students, to know that I've played even a small part in their life is really what life is all about. To be a part of a cause greater than yourself, I think, is everyone's dream. And I've certainly had the opportunity to do that here. So, Captain, truly, I can only say thank you. Thank you for this recognition, but more importantly, for the opportunities you've given me and the trust you've placed in me. So thank you all.
Appreciate everybody bearing with us today through the heat. But again, thanks. We'll see you in just a few minutes over at the Donna Smith Home.